You are likely watching this video because you are interested in the differences between the way poor versus rich people think and act so you can apply them in your own life. Right. Well, one thing's for sure, it starts with the right mindset. If you're serious about success, then you need to change how you think. As you study the lives of rich people, you'll notice one consistent theme: a growth mindset. One of my favorite quotes of all time is from Dale Carnegie. Most of the important things in the world have been accomplished by people who have kept on trying when there seemed to be no hope at all. Having a rich mindset is ultimately about growth and persevering until you reach your desired outcome. The best place to begin? Understanding the poor versus rich. Ready to learn what sets the two apart? Before we have a tendency to begin, why don't you hit the subscribe button? And therefore the bell notification icon, thus you never miss any of our videos. Let's begin. 1. Rich people always have a vision. Before you hit the ground running, ask yourself this: what is your vision? Jonathan Swift said it right when he said, "Vision is the art of seeing what is invisible to others." Do you have hopes and dreams you're constantly thinking of achieving? Is your vision big beyond what you think you are capable of today? Will what you see for yourself change your life, the life of your family, or your community in the future? If all you see is where you are today, challenge yourself to build a vision. Once you do, realize it's not a one-and-done affair. Instead, it's an everyday process where your mind dreams further of what's possible. 2. Rich people have productive routines. Netflix, YouTube, and TikTok have been dominating the entertainment scene of late. Millions of hours are viewed each day. While it's great for them, it does little for you, and rich people know this. Most rich people don't spend their time consuming mindless content for hours every day, not at all. Instead, rich people are intentional. They have routines. And they understand that you don't just wake up as a diligent individual out of nowhere. When we talk about routines, we don't just mean waking up at 5 a.m. every day. That's only a tiny part of it. Instead, we're referring to the overall environment rich people put themselves in. Rich people are intentional about the friends they keep. They pay attention to what they feed their minds. And rich people put themselves in environments where success is most likely. 3. Rich people are results-driven. Wait, didn't we say that rich people are all about routines? Yes, they are, but more important than that, rich people focus on outcomes. Rich people aren't building routines for bragging rights. No one is waking up at 5 a.m. so they can post about it on Instagram. No. Rich people are focused on the results and will commit to doing what it takes to achieve them. Routines alone will improve your quality of life. But they won't do anything for your bank account. Routines coupled with focused action will yield results. So what's the best way to achieve results? Start with the end in mind. When you have a clear idea of what the end goal is, it will be so much easier to work back and figure out what it takes to get there. 4. Rich people admit when they don't know. Have you ever listened to someone who clearly doesn't know what they're talking about but they keep going on and on about it? It's ridiculous. What's better is to admit that you don't know and to ask meaningful questions. Rich people know this and are on a constant search for knowledge. If you're learning from a mentor, ask smart questions. Learn about the challenges they are facing, understand what they are trying to achieve, how they are planning to achieve their goals, and what they've learned from past experiences. 5. Rich people don't work for money. You heard that right. Rich people work to learn. Poor people work for their next paycheck. You see it all around you. Poor people end up working from paycheck to paycheck, barely making ends meet. Rich people in the meantime grow their skills and abilities and continually rise up the ranks. Once you make money the end goal, you'll be stuck working for it, without growing in your talents and abilities to earn more income. If you work to learn, you'll be well on your way to success. 6. Rich people have mentors. Life is all about relationships. You've heard the saying before, your network is your net worth. It's true. Now that doesn't mean you should go out there and dump your friends. Instead, it means you should broaden your circle. You see, rich people connect with other people. They identify stars in their field, study them, and through a leap of faith, make that connection. It all goes back to your vision. Who inspires you? What do you admire about them? What do you hope to learn from them? It doesn't just stop there. You have to ask yourself how you'll make a connection with that person. And the best way isn't by sending them a message on LinkedIn asking for a coffee chat. In fact, it's the exact opposite. 7. Rich people always look out for opportunities. Shark Tank is a fascinating show. Every week, handfuls of entrepreneurs stand before the sharks and pitch a new idea. Some of them are wild. Would you ever imagine a sponge in the shape of a smiley face making hundreds of millions of dollars? Or a toilet stool that makes bowel movements easier, revamping how people handle their business? Scrub Daddy and Squatty Potty did just that. Their founders were visionaries who saw opportunities in the mundane day-to-day activities of life. If you'd ask the average person on the street how to improve the dishwashing, many would tell you the way we did things was totally fine. But not someone with a rich mindset. A rich person always seeks to improve upon what's out there, and there's always room for improvement. Both in good economies and bad. 8. Rich people believe in abundance. There's often one core belief that holds poor people back. It's a belief that resources are limited. It's a belief that if my neighbor Jane succeeds, then there's less room for me to succeed. It can often lead to resentment and an assumption that rich people only look out for their own interests. To a person with a poor mindset, resources are always scarce. Rich people, on the other hand, believe in abundance. You've succeeded. Great. Who else can too? Rich people know there's plenty to go around. They do not engage in an us versus them mentality. They focus on providing as much value as they can to as many people as they can. That's their formula for success. Zig Ziglar summarized it well when he said, "You can have everything in life you want, if you will just help other people get what they want." 9. Rich people learn how to manage their finances. No one is born knowing how to manage their money. Sure, some people are born into families where financial management is modeled well for them. But for the majority of us, that's not the case. Rich people know this and are proactive in managing their finances. A rich person has a budget. A wealthy person has learned how to invest in the stock market. A successful person made it a priority to get out of debt. Beyond that, rich people understand how to use potentially harmful tools to their advantage. Instead of racking up thousands of dollars in consumer debt, rich people will leverage it to start a business if they need to. They use debt to build and they pay it off responsibly. 10. Rich people are not afraid to fail. If there's anything you take away from today, let it be this: rich people are not afraid to fail. They're not afraid of trying something new. They see a problem and they are quick to think of solutions to it. They are not afraid of failure because as long as there are lessons to learn, they have not failed. You've certainly achieved wins in the past, but before those wins you've probably also had things not go according to plan. Look back at each of them and you'll notice the lessons you learned in order for you to get to the point of success. So we'll leave you with these questions. What is your vision? Where are you going? Who do you want to be? Tell us in comments below. That's it for nowadays. We tend to hope you learned a few tips. If you're still here, then I bet you enjoyed the video. Provides it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already.